Yes, people. What's going on? It's the Kitty G, and I'm back again with another video. And today we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff. We're going to be talking about what Arteta was talking about in the transfer window. And yes, the transfer window is still open. It looks like Arsenal might be making some transfers, but it won't be transfers in. It could possibly be transfers out, sending some of our players on loan, sending some of their players out on permanent deals, such as the likes of Lucas Torreira could possibly be going on to France and being returning from Spain. So these are some things that we did not actually fathom happening a couple weeks ago. I didn't really think that Arsenal were going to get Lucas Torreira back. It seems like a quite of a plot twist, with him surplusing his requirements at Atletico Madrid and the club returning him in order to sell him on a permanent deal to a club in France, Monaco that is actually. Now, that is one thing, in addition to other things like Arteta speaking about Ainsley Maitland-Niles situation, speaking about Mustafi's situation, speaking about Reece Nelson's situation, and whatever else is going on in the transfer news. We'll get all into that right now. Now, people in the chat, if you guys heard any stories or anything else, let me know. We'll get into it as we speak. But before we get started any further, let's get started right now by cueing that intro, and let's go bang. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, we're gonna be getting into all the transfer news, everything that's going on right now. I know that there's not a lot going on with Arsenal. We just recently signed Odegaard, and we're gonna be looking at moving on some players. Yes. So first things first, let's talk about the first guy on the board, Torreira. If you guys don't already know, Torreira was over in Atletico Madrid, and it looks like that his deal at Atletico Madrid could be coming to an end. And not only could it be coming to an end, he might not be even coming back to Arsenal. He might be shipped out immediately over to France, and that is what the rumors are saying. The rumors are saying that Lucas Torreira has surplus his requirements over there in Atletico. If you guys haven't already heard the rumors, I can pull up the stories right now just to show you guys. Let me get that up for you right now. So Torreira. Yeah, so if you guys haven't heard the stories about Torreira, I'll show you guys right now what all the papers are talking about. Now, Lucas Torreira has been at Arsenal since 1 second. Yeah, so there we go. So if you guys can see, Arsenal are monitoring the situation with the Monaco links, best position. Okay, so as of right now, Arsenal are in talks with Monaco, and Monaco are looking to sign Lucas Torreira on loan. Now, this is quite a plot twist, to be fair, right? Now, we originally last thing I heard about Lucas Torreira was that he was on loan for the remainder of the season. I did not think that there was going to be a situation where he was going to be coming back early, let alone come back to be sold immediately afterwards. That to me seemed like afterthought. I didn't think that Lucas Torreira there would be a situation where we would be selling Lucas Torreira within the coming weeks. But what ended up happening was, first things first, Monaco are currently in the best position to sign Lucas Torreira, and Arteta actually recently spoke about the situation in a press conference over the coming days. So now let's just pull up what Arteta said specifically so I can share this with you guys. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Now, this is what Arteta said about Lucas Torreira. I'm just going to pull it up on the screen so you guys can see it with me. 1 second. Let's get it on the screen. Okay, so here we go. What the hell? Why is it not zooming in? Okay, you guys can see that though, right? Okay, so what it says is we have been talking to Lucas. Edu is very close to the situation. We haven't been what? Oh man, that zoomed in too much. Sorry guys, technical issues. He hasn't been playing as many minutes as we would like but to be fair, the team is doing well in Spain, and it's understandable they don't change their team so much, right? We just want the right. We just want to be right behind Lucas, protecting him, helping him make the right decision for his future. So let's see what happens, right? But we are monitoring the situation. We're very close. At the moment, he's going to stay at the Atletico. That is my belief. I don't know if things are going to change, okay, in the next 3 days. So what's going on right now is there's a couple more days left in the transfer window, and the situation is being monitored. As of right now, he's still at Atletico Madrid, and he'll be staying at Atletico Madrid unless we can work a move for him to come back from loan and then to go out again, to go out again, right? And if he was to go out again, he would be going over there to La Liga. I mean, Ligue 1, right? So I want to know what you guys think about Lucas Torreira, what you guys think about the whole situation with Lucas Torreira. Love channel, thank you. Big up to the people. So Harry Kane's in the house. I've seen we've been linked to Basuma. What would you make of the signing? I would love the signing of Basuma, but I don't know if we would actually get him. That's a problem. Let's take a minute to laugh at United losing to the worst team in the Premier League. You know what? We've lost to Sheffield United, so I'm not going to worry. Go back your online class work, Babashwan. Already done, Mustafi. Try again. Oh, man. Thank you. As a Barca fan, if you guys get Ricky Puig, I swear he would rip it in the league. No. Yeah. Okay. Mustafi. You guys are having your own conversations right now. Okay, so let's get back to the Lucas Torreira chat, right? So the situation with Lucas Torreira, guys, what we've been hearing is, right? What I've been hearing is, 1 second. Let me get it up on the screen. The thing that I've been hearing about Lucas Torreira is that it's possible that he could be gone, but he could come back on loan from Atletico Madrid, and then we would only cancel the loan with Atletico Madrid if we already have the deal for him to go out on the way also already sorted out. So this is what they're saying right now, that Monaco are closely monitoring Lucas Torreira's situation, and he would be headed to Monaco. Now, if he was to go to Monaco, this would be a good move for him, because he's currently not getting the game time that the club think is needed for him to increase his value, in addition to the fact that he's currently not getting enough game time for him to also improve his level of performance. So if he was to go to Monaco, we see an opportunity for him to not only get straight into a team that he would be able to assist and help in the midfield. I'm not sure what Monaco situation is with their midfield options. Would Lucas Torreira come right into the team and start right away? I'm not sure. But as of right now, Atletico Madrid are flying in the league, one of the best teams in La Liga right now, and I don't think they want to change their team too often. That's what Arteta was saying. So with that current situation, Edu is currently monitoring the situation, and for the next couple of days, we will continue to monitor the situation until we've decided if we will come back and send him on loan, or if he will stay in Atletico Madrid. Now, if he was to stay, it would be understandable, because it doesn't seem like there's a move that's already been in the works or anything's been completed. Nothing's yet been completed, and it looks like Monaco is in the best position to get him on loan for the rest of the season. He's been very unhappy with his lack of minutes at Arsenal, and currently unhappy with his lack of minutes at Atletico Madrid. Lucas Torreira seems like the kind of person who does not like to fight for his position in the team, which is kind of sad, because you want to see a player fight for their position in the team. It doesn't matter where they are. You'd always want to see the players fighting for their position, fighting to get as much game time as possible. And it just seems like Lucas Torreira does not like to fight for his game time. He kind of likes to rest on his laurels and just get whatever he can get. You know what I mean? But yeah. So now, moving on to the next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Next topic is 1 second. Let me just move this. Let me put that up there. Okay, so yeah, moving on to the next topic. Let's talk about what Mikel Arteta was saying about some of the other players. Mikel Arteta also spoke about Reiss Nelson. What Mikel Arteta said about Reiss Nelson is Reiss Nelson's possibility of leaving on loan. He was speaking about Reiss Nelson's possibility of leaving on loan, right? He's saying that he's not convinced that the player. 1 second. They've had conversations with the player about his playing time. Obviously, he wants to keep developing, and he doesn't want to. In the next 3 days, they'll see what's best for him and for the club. They're trying to keep it. They're trying to be clear and transparent with their plans, with the player and the club, and they're going to do what's best for the player and the club. So that's what they said about Reiss Nelson, right? Now let's get on to what they're saying about other players, because it's not only Lucas Torreira that they're talking about today. There's been a couple stories about other players too, right? So they've talked about Reiss Nelson. They've talked about Ainslie Maitland-Niles. They've even talked about Squadron Mustafi, right? Now the situation with Mustafi is a little bit more complex, right? The situation with Mustafi seems a little bit more complex because the Mustafi situation, he's basically said that they're working on it. They're working on it. They don't have any breaking news yet. There's no breaking news, nothing crazy when it comes to the Mustafi story. This is all he said. Mustafi leaving now or staying in the summer. He's saying another situation at the moment. They've opened conversations with him, the player, and his agent. They're trying to come to the right solution. They're monitoring the situation. There's not much that they can say at this moment. We're still on ongoing conversation, and they'll try to get the best decision possible by the end of the window. So obviously, Mustafi's agent and his father have had conversation with Arsenal in order to end his contract, which seems like it could possibly take place before the end of the window. We are unsure if that will happen or not, but it's 50-50 at this moment. It doesn't look like the player is going to leave on a free, obviously, unless the club ends the contract, and it doesn't look like the club wants to end his contract unless the player agrees to waive some of his fees or anything like that. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work out, but the two sides are in negotiations, and it doesn't look like it's going to end well for either the player or the contract. Now, moving on to Eric Garcia. You guys want to know about what's going on with Eric Garcia, right? I'll tell you guys about that. 1 second. So yeah, the Eric Garcia story. Let's get right into it. So I've heard, this is not the first time I've heard this Eric Garcia story. I've heard this Eric Garcia story a couple times now, right? Eric Garcia to Arsenal has been in the pipelines for about a couple weeks now. We've been hearing a lot about Eric Garcia to Arsenal. But the thing about Eric is, I'm not sure if Eric is a good enough center back for us. Like, I don't think he's that good. Like, I don't rate him that highly. Like, I genuinely do not rate him that highly. And yes, we are in a battle with Barcelona in order to get the youngster. He's not the best option in my opinion. I just think there's better options than Eric Garcia. Why are we in for Eric Garcia? The reason why we're in for Eric Garcia is because he currently has a contract situation at Man City, right? His current contract situation at Manchester City is quite interesting, right? Eric Garcia's contract situation is that he's in the middle of a situation where Manchester City has the player ending his contract at the end of this summer. He could leave on a free, going back to Barcelona, or he can go anywhere he pleases, right? At this point, Arsenal is set to rival Barcelona to go after Eric Garcia. We're trying to swoop in and complete and get him in the summer. I don't think we're going to pay money for him now and try to get him in today. I genuinely don't believe that we're going to try to spend money and get him in today. Most likely, we're going to try to ruin Barcelona's plans of bringing in the player for free in the summer. That is what it seems like. That's what it seems like. When it comes to Eric Garcia, it doesn't look like we're going to be trying to get him in right now. Now, Eric Garcia can progress, though. We don't need Eric Garcia. Saliba's back in the summer. Eric Garcia can progress, though. I get all that. I get all that. Now, the thing about Eric Garcia is, I don't know if you guys rate him as a footballer or what you guys think about him as a player, but to me, I think he's too short to be a center back. I think he's too small to be a center back for at the top level. I think he's just too minuscule. Like, I get that there's been short center backs in the past that have been really good, but I don't think we need another diminutive center back, especially if he's going to be a third, fourth choice option. I'd rather get another option. Let Barcelona pay his crazy wages elsewhere. I don't think Eric Garcia is the best player for us going forward. And also, I'd rather give Mavropanos, Saliba, and Omar a chance than bring in Eric Garcia. I'm not too familiar with Eric Garcia. I don't know why Man City would be letting him go, but if he was so good, why would Man City be letting him go, right? Am I wrong, guys? Am I wrong? I think if he was this great player, Manchester City would try their best to hold on to him a little bit longer and keep him close to home. I don't think Manchester City would be letting him just walk out the door like that if he was this amazing piece to the puzzle. Just saying. That's my take on it. I think if he was this great player, Manchester City would probably keep him a little bit longer than they have. You wouldn't want to let your best players go. And if they're letting him go, you got to wonder why they're letting him go. Right? Now, moving on. What else is there? Arsenal need to bring back Mavropanos. He's been good at Stuttgart and playing at a high line. Yeah, I think Mavropanos has been absolutely smashing it, hasn't he? Like, Mavropanos, we haven't seen a lot from Mavropanos, but I think he's played a lot of games over there in the Bundesliga and the Bundesliga Bs. Let's see, what has he done? He's played 7 games he's played 7 games this season so far in the Bundesliga. Last year, he played 11 games. He's only played 7 games, though. Interesting. I thought Mavropanos was playing a lot more games than that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I genuinely thought he played a lot more games than that. But definitely would keep Mavropanos back. We need to start buying some players in order to sell them in the future, since KSC are not ready to invest in Arsenal. Now, I don't think Eric Garcia would be a good one. Give us some ideas of who you think would be a good one. He ain't good. He ain't that good. Origi. No. Tuchel over Arteta. Okay. Iga, would you buy a center back in the summer to play next to Gabriel? Who would it be? Interesting. I honestly don't think we need to buy a center back that is young and inexperienced. I think we already have a lot of young center backs. I think we need to go out and get ourselves a leader. We need to go get ourselves a commanding center back who is already Premier League proven, who can walk right into our team and improve us. So I would be looking at, call me crazy. If there was a situation where you had either, it's tough. I don't think you guys think the same way as I do, but I would obviously try to get myself a Premier League proven center back from either one of the teams near the bottom of the Premier League right now. Like, say for example, if everything stayed the same, West Brom, Sheffield United and thing, if Brighton somehow got relegated, I would get Lewis Dunk in as a or Ben White. Those are the kind of center backs I would get in. I would get a Premier League proven center back. I would not go out and get a Jerome Boateng or something like that. I would not get those kind of guys. I don't need no more old center backs. I would go if I'm going to get an old center back, I'm going to get a center back who's already been Premier League proven. I would get a Ben White or something from Brighton. I like Brighton's players. I genuinely do. I would really get a bunch of those players from Brighton. Now, he is injured. Mavropanos is injured. That's why he's only played 7 games. Okay, yeah. I was just going to check that. What kind of injury does he have? What kind of injury is he? What happened to his? What kind of injuries he have currently? Let's see. Injury history. What kind of injury is Mavropanos on? Oh, torn meniscus. Back on the 23rd of November. Damn, he's gonna come back injured still. He tore his meniscus back in thing, but then he came. Oh, abductor problem. Damn, you gotta feel bad for that guy, man. Yeah, so I'm looking at Mavropanos' injuries right now. You guys can see it right here on the screen. 1 second. This is his injury. This is what's going on with his injuries recently. Yeah, let me just move that out of the way. So that's what's gone on with Mavropanos' injuries recently. So he had a torn meniscus from October to November 23rd. 46 days he missed, and then he missed 5 games. And then so far with the abductor injury, he's missed 1 game. So he's already missed 6 games for Stuttgart currently while he's at Stuttgart. But you know what? Arsenal right now, we don't have to stress too much because we have a lot of center backs as a club, and I don't think if we're gonna buy a center back, I don't think the center back situation is the worry at this moment. Look, we still have a lot of center backs. Why does it say Kashani? What the hell's going on? Okay, so at this club we still have, look at who we still have. Oh man, why is this thing it's giving me a headache today? Sorry guys. Sorry people. Headache. Okay. That's giving me a headache. Okay, sorry, the YouTuber is buying Arsenal. Nah, I don't think he's gonna buy Arsenal, man. Who do you think we need a left back that now till the summer? I don't think we're gonna get a left back. Now that Cedric's played left back and he played so well, I don't think we're gonna get one. But if we were to get one, Tyreek Lamptey is not Tyreek. Tyreek Mitchell is a good option. Is a good option. Why for a player that we could bring in? I genuinely think Tyreek Lamptey could be no, not Tyreek Lamptey. Tyreek Mitchell could be a good option for us come the summer because his contract runs out, and if his contract runs out, we can get him on a free transfer from Crystal Palace. And this is a young up and coming kid at the age of 21, has a lot of room to grow. I think he has a good opportunity for him to grow as a player if he came into this Arsenal team. I generally think he does, right? Against Manchester United, we should go with Leno, Cedric, Holding, Gabriel, Tierney, Ceballos, Partey, Emile Smith Rowe, Pepe, Saka, Lacazette, with Aubameyang and Martinelli coming off the bench. Woo, that's fire. That's fire. That's fire. Do you think Tyrese Jones-Jules is better than Balogun? Arsenal seem to be more interested in Tyrese, and that's why they should go on loan like Eddie Reese. Interesting. The thing is, I don't think that they rate Tyrese more than they rate Balogun. I just think that they currently have a situation where Balogun is not going to sign a contract. Tyrese signed a contract and they let him go on loan. Balogun didn't sign a contract. I don't know how much longer Tyrese has, but I genuinely feel like it's a shaky one. It's a shaky one, right? It's a shaky one for me. It's a touchy subject. I honestly don't know. I think their situation right now with Tyrese is one of those situations where it's like they're not gonna. I don't value Tyrese more than Balogun, but at the same time, Balogun is in a contract negotiation with the club, and the club are not going to budge. So that's the situation. It's not they don't value Tyrese more. And to me, Tyrese is a different player. Tyrese is like a second striker. He's not really a number 9. To me, he's more like a second striker or a striker partner of a front two. That's what I think. I don't know. Do NBA players watch soccer? Yes, NBA players watch soccer. Thank you for great NBA show earlier, Egal. Thank you, appreciate it. Are you going to open the link? Question mark. No, I'm not going to be opening the link today. Today's just going to be a closed show. We're just going to be talking about football. If you guys have any questions, throw in some questions. I'm going to look at some Arsenal news right now, just see what's going on in the Arsenal world. Is there anything of note? Ainsley Maitland-Niles seems to be upset that he's not getting enough game time, and he's concerned about his lack of minutes. And there could be a situation where Arteta has to double check what's going to happen there, because I'm not exactly sure if. Yes, I do know. What do you think of the young left back Joel Lopez? I think Joel Lopez is still very raw, very small and skinny, and he's just not ready to play at the men's game yet. He's still not ready to play at the men's level. He needs to get himself a little bit more physically prepared to play at the level that he'll be working at. Because if you want to play professional football at this level, you need to have at least a little bit of physicality about yourself. You don't have to be over physical to the point where you can't walk, but you still need to be able to at least get yourself around without being thrown around too easily. He's too small to play first team football right now. He's gonna get bullied. He's gonna get bullied by attackers by far. He's gonna get easily bullied by attackers. That's the problem. That's the thing that concerns me. That's the thing that has me concerned when it comes to Joel Lopez. Now, here's the thing about Ainsley. Let's talk about Ainsley now. Let's talk about Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Mikel Arteta says Ainsley Maitland-Niles is concerned over his limited role at Arsenal and wants more playing time in his chance to make the England Euro 2020 squad this summer. The 23-year-old has struggled to nail down a starting berth for the Gunners this season, despite being capable to play at multiple positions: left back, right back, and midfield. He's afforded an opportunity to cover at left back in the 0-0 draw versus Crystal Palace, but of course could not get the pace and was hooked off at 65 minutes. Now, Mikel Arteta has opted to go with Cedric in the last game, right? Does that mean that's the end of Ainsley Maitland-Niles? Ainsley Maitland-Niles became a regular in Gareth Southgate's English squad this year, earning himself 5 caps for his country, and reported Thursday claimed that the Three Lions are looking at heading out on loan on the closing day of the windows to secure more regular playing time. He wants to play more minutes. I don't know why Arsenal kept him if we weren't going to give him the more minutes. It makes absolutely no sense why we didn't just accept the bid from Wolves if we were not going to give Ainsley Maitland-Niles the minutes to keep his value up. Now, it seems like he could be making a move to go on loan to try to get into the England squad. And yes, it's a concern when there's international football involved in the chances of reaching that opportunity. I understand Ainsley Maitland-Niles wants more minutes, and what we need to do is fight and train and challenge his teammates to show us what he can do. Now, he's talking a lot. He's talking a lot, but I don't really see where Ainsley Maitland-Niles is going to get game time. If he couldn't get game time the other day, and he couldn't even get into a spot when we didn't have an actual left back in the team, what makes you think he's going to get game time now? It's a very sticky one. It's a sticky one for Ainsley. So, what is your number one target in the summer? My number one target in the summer is still a midfielder. And my number one target in the summer is Jack Grealish. That is my number one target. My number one target is Jack Grealish. Simple as. If we're serious and we have something about ourselves, it's Jack Grealish is our number one target. And he should be everybody's number one target. He can play a plethora of positions. He can carry the team. He can lead the team. And he would be the future captain of this club. Or him and Tierney would fight it out. Do you think if we buy Odegaard, we will still go in for Aouar? You know what? There's been news about Aouar. You want to talk about Aouar, eh? There's been news about Aouar. So the thing about Aouar is it looks like Juventus are extremely serious about signing Aouar, and it doesn't look like we're going to get him. If summertime comes and still on the market, it doesn't look like Arsenal will be the club to go and get him. It looks like he will most likely be headed to Serie A to play for Juventus, right? Arsenal suffers a blow as Juventus open talks with Lyon over switch for thing. Also, Manchester City also dealt a blow. Arsenal and Manchester City both dealt a blow because they're both also in for him, right? So Max Aarons would be ideal replacement. 53 million transfers. Interesting. So yeah, Aouar, it looks like Aouar would be amazing for Arsenal, obviously. But the thing is, it looks like right now, it looks like Juventus are ahead of us in the pecking order to sign him. Juventus are the club that looks like they're closer to signing him than we are. That's just what they're saying. That's what the reports are saying, that Juventus are closer to signing him. Juventus are closer to getting him. That's what people are saying. Your number one target is Sabitzer. Now, Marcus Sabitzer looks like, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it looks like Tottenham are closer to signing him than Arsenal are. I don't see Arsenal signing Sabitzer. I would think he would be a good fit, but I don't think we would be getting him. I don't think he's at the top of our list. I think he's at the top of Tottenham's list. And yes, Arteta is keen to sign the man, but it looks like Tottenham are ahead of us on the pecking order when it comes to getting the Austrian midfielder that plays in Leipzig. Now, he is one that gets involved in the goals. Let's be honest. He does get you the goals. He does get you the goals and assists. He does get you the stats that you need to win you games. But I just feel like Sabitzer is not the man. He's not the guy. He's not the guy that we're going to be going after. I feel like we're going to be going after somebody else. I think I'm hoping that somebody else is Jack Grealish, but I don't think I don't think he's going to be coming to Arsenal, guys. I think Sabitzer is tipped to go to Spurs, and I think unless someone else comes in last minute to change Sabitzer, I think it's pretty much a situation where he's going to be headed out the door. Now, let's see what else you guys are saying in the comments. Do you think Odegaard will start? You never know. Spurs got Bergwijn in 2 days, and then Man City game and started and scored. Could we see this with Odegaard? The thing with Odegaard is I'm not sure if he's going to start. I don't think he's going to start right away. He could start right away, but do you think he will start right away? I'm not 100% sure about that. We have to wait and see. I've seen situations where our players have taken a lot longer to get embedded into the squad, especially with managers in the past. So I'd have to see it to believe it. I've never seen a player just walk right into the team and start every game, especially summer signings. Even they've taken times to get a start. Mustafi, do you think his dad wants him to join United because he was laughing what Roy Keane and I have no idea. Why do you hate Bellerin? I don't hate Bellerin. I do not hate any player. I don't hate any Arsenal player. Come on. But if we were offered say 25 million for Hector Bellerin, I think I would take it. I would take it in a heartbeat. I'm not gonna lie to you. I rate Hector Bellerin to a certain extent, but I don't think he's the best right back. I think we could do a lot better at right back than Hector Bellerin. At times, he's underrated for some things, but there is a shelf life that a player can have. You can't constantly stick with a player consistently. Like when Hector Bellerin first came in, he was a great player. He was ahead of everybody that we had in the right back position. But right now, the game has passed. The game has grown. He doesn't have as much pace. He doesn't have as much pace, and is not as good as a player as he used to be. And also he's not surrounded as good as the team that he used to be surrounded by. Defensively, he's not always as switched on. He's always finding a way to be caught on the outside of his defenders. Defensively, his defensive awareness and his decision making in the final third with the ball is not always the best. In a team where all our players need to have at least the basics, I feel like at times he lacks some of the basics when it comes to being a right back. His crossing is not on point. His defensive awareness is not on point. I don't hate Hector Bellerin. I just feel like the honest truth is we could do a lot better than a Hector Bellerin. Do you guys disagree? I think we could do a lot better than Hector Bellerin. I think Hector Bellerin was good when we at the time, and he was even in some of the PFA Team of the Years. But Hector Bellerin does not offer us enough going forward, and he does not offer us enough protection in the back to say that he's an untransferable player. Eventually, you have to move on from Hector Bellerin, and if you're going to move on from Hector Bellerin, I would want Max Aarons at Norwich. I feel like Max Aarons at Norwich has the ability and the qualities to reach England, be an England international, be one of the best players in the league. And you know what, Max Aarons, if he was to move to Tottenham, we as Arsenal fans, we would regret not moving for him quick enough, because right now he's being linked to Tottenham, and I would rather us go and get him than Tottenham go and get him. Max Aarons is an absolute baller, guys. He is an absolute baller. If you've watched him at all in the Championship, you'll see that his abilities going forward, defensively, everything all around. I think he's an all-around better player than Bellerin. I think he's an all-around better player than the other targets that we've been going after, such as Lamptey and other guys like that. I think if he was to go to Tottenham, we would be kicking ourselves as Arsenal fans that we let this guy go to Tottenham and we didn't hold on to him. I feel like he's an absolute stud of a player, and anyone who hasn't watched the Championship this season, or hasn't watched him last season at Norwich, this kid is levels. He's different gravy. He's levels above Hector Bellerin or any other right back that we have in the club. Tyreek Lamptey and Max Aarons, two different players. Tyreek Lamptey is a full attacking option. He's an attacker who's been played in the fullback position. Max Aarons is an actual defender. He's a defender first, and he also can do the attacking side of the game. To me, there's a reason why Max Aarons been linked to Barcelona. Barcelona people. Barcelona were after this guy. Barcelona were not after Tyreek Lamptey, people. Barcelona were not after Tyreek Lamptey. Let's be honest here. As good as Tyreek is, I think Max Aarons is a level above these guys, man. We're underestimating how good this kid is. Stats don't do people justice. I'm telling you right now, stats don't do people justice, because you can look at stats as much as you want. You're gonna see. You're not gonna see that many goals or assists for just looking at statistics. But this kid is like, this kid is really good. Look at that. Look at that. Like, this was in the Premier League, people, right? He had minutes played at right back. He was the fourth most minutes played. Successful tackles, he was second in the Premier League. Successful dribbles, he was second. Minutes and divided by dribbles passed. He was never minutes, basically the amount of times he was dribbled past per minute. He was second best. So basically barely anybody dribbled past him. I'm honestly saying, if we let this guy go to a rival, we're gonna regret it. We're gonna regret it. And as much as you guys rate Tariq Lamptey, I think this is the guy who we should be going after as the ultimate successor to Hector Bellerin. That's the guy I think we should be going after. I don't think Tariq Lamptey is a better player than Max Aarons. I think Tariq Lamptey is a little bit overhyped, to be honest. Like, yes, he's contributed a lot in an attacking third. You also have to look at the defensive side of things, right? You also have to look at how many times he gets beat, or how many times he's saving himself, or how many times he's doing something to get back into a position to recover from a mistake that he or being out of position in the first place, right? These are some of those things that you just got to look at, people, right? Now, are you Arteta in or out? I'm Arteta in, and the reason why I'm Arteta in, because I'm giving him enough time to see what he can actually do. If people were to be Arteta out at a drop of a hat, based on a couple of performances, we were to sack Arteta, who would have known that we would have gone on a 6-game unbeaten run in the Premier League? Who would have known we would have gotten 8 games in all comps wins and only 1 loss and 1 draw? Who would have known all these things, right? Sometimes you got to give people a chance, a little bit more time to see what they're doing. Buendia and Awa are very overrated. Interesting. What makes you say that? You please elaborate why you think Awa and Buendia are overrated. What? Awa isn't, bro. Can't believe it. I can't believe it. Yo, people, smash those like buttons, people. There's over 75 people in this video right now. If each one of you can just press that like button for me for 1 second, it would really help me out. I really appreciate it. It would go a long way. Now, moving on. If you guys haven't already watched my video earlier, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Let's talk about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So there's a situation with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang currently where he is not in the team right now. He's currently not in the team. He hasn't been in the team the past 2 games for personal reasons, right? And he shed some light on what those personal reasons were. He's finally told us a little bit more about the situation and what's going on back home with his family. So he said his mother is not feeling well, and his mother has not been feeling well, and she's been having some medical problems, and due to that he hasn't been in the team, right? And he's actually released a statement on Twitter saying, "Thank you so much for the messages, everyone, for the last few days. My mother is going through some health issues, and and basically saying that he will be home soon, and he's been very grateful and thankful for the nurses and the doctors for helping them out through this time. He also wanted to thank the Arsenal fans and everybody else, saying thank you for keeping the momentum going, right? Thank you for being beyond blessed, for receiving the support and level of love from everyone else. Can't wait to get back on the pitch, right? And hopefully he can get back in time for the Manchester United versus Arsenal game at the Emirates this weekend. But it looks like he could possibly miss this game. Just saying, he could possibly miss this game due to some quarantine rules, right? Now that's some of the information on that. Now let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. What do you guys say in the chat? Throw your questions in the chat, people, while you're still here. And while we're at it, I'm gonna go on Twitter and check if there's any incoming news, about stuff on Arsenal going on right now. We can check on Twitter as we speak. I'm just gonna check Twitter quickly, see if there's any notifications or anything. Yeah, there is some notifications. Let's see what they are. Okay, let's get it going. Let's go on Twitter, people. Twitter, 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 Twitter. Oh, we get the Twitter, Twitter. Who the hell's that? Barcelona. Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan looks scary. Oh man, Matt Ryan looks scary. Jose Reyes, rest in peace. Jose Reyes, man. Rest in peace. On this day, Jose Reyes signed back in 2004, man. Rest in peace, Jose Reyes, man. What a player he was, man. Honestly, what a player Jose Reyes was. You know what? We miss players like that, man. We need more like guys with the passion and the love of the game like that. I feel like some of these guys nowadays, they're just here taking a living, nicking a living. Right? You get what I'm saying, people? What else is there? What else is there? Let's keep it moving. You know what? Let me talk about this quickly. At the end of the day, Tuanzebe and Martial are doing their job. You know what? The level of criticism these guys have received, even though they're Manchester United players, it's absolutely disgusting. Like it is. It is. Okay, so Arsenal outcast Lucas Torreira could possibly move to Monaco. Yeah, we've already talked about that. What's going on with West Brom? Oh, there's something else. What's going on here? Arsenal are very closely monitoring 18-year-old left back Josh Dong. Have you guys heard of this guy? Never heard of him. Let's find out. Who the hell is Josh Dong? Okay. Okay. Have you guys heard of Josh Dong? Okay, here we go. Here we go. The next Kieran Tierney, apparently. The next Kieran Tierney. Oh, guys, this kind of stuff makes me laugh. So we went and got our last left back. We got our last left back for Kieran Tierney from here, and now we got our next left back from. What's going on? This is mad. This is mad. Okay, so let's find out a little bit more about this Josh guy. Let's find out more about Josh. Who's he played for? I can see that he plays in Scotland, and it's the same team that we sent Matt Macy out to. He was on loan to Queen's Park. He's played a total of interesting. He's only played a total of 34 games in his first team career. Right? Interesting. He's played 7 games on loan, 14 games in the Scottish Premier League this season, and he's 18 years old, 18-year-old left back. Why would we be after this kid? What the hell? Why are we after this kid? So weird. So Chelsea's monitoring the situation, Celtic are monitoring the situation, and Arsenal are monitoring the situation. It seems like his contract might be running down, most likely. That's probably why we're monitoring the situation. That's interesting. Interesting indeed. Now let's see what you guys are saying in the comment section. All right. We got some people chat shit in the chat. Who else we got? Some fans like see where else big channel shit. The next Q&A, there we are rough. Same age, for fuck's sake. What? They are roughly the same age, for fuck's sake. What do you mean they're roughly the same age? One man's 18, the other man's like 23. How are they the same age? Literally 5 years difference. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Prime's diluted. Sup, Ega. I'm good, man. I'm good. Okay, so yeah. So this Josh guy, man, like, don't really know much about him. Let's see his transfer mark. Let's see his transfer mark. Find out more about him. How much they think they value him at, and when his contract runs out. So his contract runs out. His contract runs out in 2 years' time. So interesting. So if we were to sign him, we would have. He's not worth much. He wouldn't be worth much because clearly they only value him at 400,000. Haven't seen that in a while. A player being valued at 400,000. That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Okay, what else is there? So we already know about that. The only reason why I said the next Kieran Tierney is because he would also be coming from Scotland, right? Now, Rob Holding has been seriously solid this season. He's played 17 games. He's been very consistent in his performances. And also, Bukayo Saka has been balling. Let's be honest, Bukayo Saka has been absolutely killing it for us this season. No debates. Bukayo Saka has been really good for us. What else? Who else is there? Bernd Leno. This season, Bernd Leno has saved us so many times. I don't know if that's a detriment to our defense or if that is just a compliment to Bernd Leno. I just want to give Bernd Leno some appreciation, guys. We were talking about Bernd Leno, Bernd Leno's distribution. He's not the best goalkeeper. We should have kept Martinez. This is that. As much as we should have kept Martinez, as much as we agree that Martinez was a good goalkeeper, and it doesn't hurt you as a club to have both of them, we can't not lie that the man Bernd Leno has been absolutely integral to our season, and he's been one of our best players this season. And I just want to give some appreciation to Bernd Leno, because as much as we always give appreciation to Saka, Aubameyang, everybody else, Bernd Leno has been absolutely one of our best players. Let's be honest. Bernd Leno has been absolute stud this season, and I think he's one of the best. I think he has one of the most clean sheets in the league. I think who leads the league in clean sheets? I think it's Bernd Leno. I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna double check the stats right now. Let's see season stats. Let's see who leads the league in clean sheets. Oh, obviously it's Ederson. Oh shit. Obviously it's Ederson. All right. Let's go goalkeeping clean sheets. Okay. Goalkeeping. Goals conceded. Yeah, he's conceded 20 goals this season. Okay. He's had 7 he's punched the ball 7 times. He's had saves. He's had 48 saves. Okay. Overall, I feel like you can't really fault him for anything. Okay, so let's see. Clean sheets, right? You have Ederson, who's number 1. You have Martinez, number 2. Right? Oh shit, Mendy's up there. Mendy has 8 clean sheets. Mendy has 8 clean sheets, and then Leno with 7. Right? So that's pretty solid. So he's what? So you got Ederson 1, Martinez 2, 3. You got Mendy with 8, and then you got Leno with Leno's number 4 with 7 clean sheets. Also tied with Kasper Schmeichel. Kasper Schmeichel also has 7. So he's up there with clean sheets. He obviously Ederson is clear with 4 more clean sheets, and Martinez also has 2 more clean sheets than him. But he's been absolutely balling this season. He's been absolutely balling, right? Goalkeepers keep clean sheets. Of course they do. Of course they do. But I'm just saying, he saved us a lot this season. And as much as we talk bad about our defense, Leno has been a lot better this season with his distribution even. You know what I mean? I'm not comparing Leno and Martinez, guys. Let's not compare Leno and Martinez. Let's just enjoy who we have, what we have in front of us. We have ourselves a good player, and you know what? He has been a good player this season. As much as people want to criticize our players, Leno, you can't fault him too much. He's been really good. He's been really good. All right? Bernd Leno has been one of our better players this season. Now, Bukayo Saka has been absolutely stunning, killing it, Bukayo Saka, week in, week out. It's gotten to a point where Bukayo Saka, we just know what to believe when we have him. Every game, we know what we're gonna expect from him. But yeah, that's Bukayo Saka for you. Now, let me ask you this, guys: if you guys play in the midfield, who are you gonna play in the midfield? Are you gonna play a double pivot of Partey and Xhaka? Is that your midfield pairing? Is that the midfield pairing that you want to see going forward? Is that the team that you want to see playing going forward? Because in my opinion, I think the team that we could see in the near future playing consistently would be the team with Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey in the midfield. Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey in the midfield. We've seen that Xhaka playing next to Partey, it offers us a lot more solidity. It offers us a lot more ball splitting passes, creativity, in addition to brings just more balance to the team. And also Thomas Partey, his ability to play the ball over the top, Xhaka's ability to play the passes. I feel it's a little bit better of a balance than Elneny, who's more industrial, and Partey, who's all around. It's better when you have somebody who is more mobile in Elneny in those games against the big teams, but the games against the small teams, these kind of games against the Crystal Palaces, Newcastles, Brightons, you need a better, quicker passing, quick pace team. Because when we have Elneny, he takes an extra touch or two all the time, which Granit Xhaka doesn't do. Granit Xhaka's 1-2 out, 1-2 out. Especially the last game, if you guys seen it, every time Granit Xhaka had the ball, 1-2 touches, boom, the ball's out of his feet. Where Elneny is going to take 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, and it's going to slow down the game too much, right? Now let's get into some of your comments. Let's get into some of your comments, see what you guys are saying in the chat, right? We're talking about the goalkeepers. We're talking about Mustafi. Mustafa. Yeah, Mustafi's arguing with you guys in the chat, talking about some of this stuff. And then we got this comment here. What is this comment? Would you sell Guendouzi for 30 million to get Bissouma from Brighton? Bellerin is wanted. I would take 25 million and get Mac Aarons, right? Yeah, you get my Mac Aarons. You're saying Mac Aarons is mine, eh? You know what? If we got Bissouma and Partey, what a partnership that would be. What a good partnership that would be. But would I sell Guendouzi to get Bissouma? In a heartbeat. But I don't know if we would get enough money. I hope we can sell Guendouzi and get enough money to go get a Bissouma straight up. But obviously, Bissouma will cost a lot more than a Guendouzi would. Or are we selling our players short? How much do you think we can get for a Guendouzi? How much do you think we can make money? How much do you think we can get for a Matteo Guendouzi? How much do you think we can get from Matteo? Guys in the chat, answer that question for me. How much do you think we could get from Matteo Guendouzi? And if we were to sell Matteo Guendouzi, how much would you sell him for? Right? These are the questions you need to ask yourself. How much would you sell Matteo Guendouzi for? How much do you think we could get for him? And realistically, has he become a better player, or is he just playing more minutes in a worse team? Because what is it? Because is he a better player now all of a sudden, or is it just the fact that we don't see him week in, week out? We don't see all his mistakes. We don't seem to get angry as much because he's not in our presence every single day. What is it? What is it about Matteo Guendouzi? Okay, so let's get started. So people are saying 30 million, 27 million. So 30 million from ADT, Omar Norris says 30 million. Elesco says 30. Will Stan says 10p. Adele says 35 easy. Mustafi says 1p. Stan says 10p. Mustafi says 12 million. 35 million. 45 million. 45 million. Maybe push 35 or even 40 million. Currently, Guendouzi is worth 28 million. Better than Xhaka. 27 to 35 million. 15 million. 35 million. Nice hair. Okay, so you guys are. Somebody said 1,000 million. No, realistically, if I was going to say who was closest to his value, it would be between 27 to 35 million. That's what I think he'd be worth, right? But if you guys remember, in an Arsenal kit, this was a guy who last year was pushing the team forward at times, doing amazing things for the club in the early weeks. Just before Unai Emery was sacked, he was one of the better players. Once Unai Emery was out the team, he was one of the first people who were out the team, and I think Unai Emery's favorites suffer the consequences of the new manager, and I don't know if he actually ever respected Arteta, because he did have some temper tantrums and do some things, and did get punished for taking off his shirt and flinging it around in a restaurant in Dubai, having a temper tantrum against Mope during the Brighton game, doing some stuff that people don't like. So he's not elite. Arsenal need elite players. I agree with you there. He's not elite, but he does have room to grow, to be a better player. He could be a top player one day. We're not sure yet. How much do you think Emile Smith Rowe and Saka are worth? Okay, so we already know how much Saka's worth. Saka's worth between 90 million and 120 million based on today's market. Emile Smith Rowe's worth probably 30 to 40 based on the fact that he hasn't been doing it for long enough. Harvey Elliott over Saka. Come on, don't do that. Mbappe is coming to Arsenal. Fabrizio Romano confirmed. I wish. Right? Iga, the right way to answer the question is by asking yourself, how much would you pay for Guendouzi? I wouldn't pay more than 30 million. So if I can get 30 million, I'd be happy with that. Freddie Adu. If you guys know Freddie Adu, he's the biggest flop in American football history. He was being compared to Messi. He outperformed Messi one tournament, actually. He needs a good. He needs to get a chance. Okay, I see that. Mbappe, impossible dream. He's going to Real Madrid. Yeah, Mbappe is never coming to Arsenal. I know that for a fact. Odegaard is going to do good stuff. You know what? Let's talk about our new signing. Let's talk about our new signing. This is a guy who can play a plethora of positions, guys. Okay? So he's moved from Real Madrid to Arsenal in hopes to get more game time, right? In hopes to play more game time, to get more chances, to get more first team football, right? So where can he play? He can play as a right winger. He can play on the as a 10. He can play as a CM. He can play as a right midfielder. He can play as a left midfielder. He can play as a left winger. And once in his career, he's played as a center forward. This is a man who's currently 22 years old, been at Real Madrid for 7 years, hasn't really played a lot of first team football for Real Madrid, but is also the youngest ever player to play for Real Madrid. This year alone, he played 9 games, didn't really feature in Zidane's plans, and rumored to say if Zidane were to stay and he was to come back from loan at the end of the season, and Zidane was still the manager, that they would more or less likely move on the player, right? Now, I hear some of you guys saying we pray to God that he doesn't turn into another situation like the Dennis Suarez situation, but the comparisons to Dennis Suarez and him are completely different. Dennis Suarez was a player who was more of an out and out. I would say more of an out and out creative winger, where Odegaard can literally carry the team and push the whole team forward from the center of the park, from the right wing, from the left wing, from deep, and he can also even play as an 8. In addition to that, he's already shown from the Eredivisie getting double-digit assists and goals last year in La Liga, being one of the most creative options in the league last year, putting in as much work as anybody else, and now officially being welcomed to Arsenal yesterday. We can now be happy and say that we have ourselves a baller. Now, I don't doubt for 1 second that he's not going to put in work. I think he's going to actually put in the work, and he's going to want to improve, because this is a guy who has a big chip on his shoulder. This is a guy who needs to perform so he can get himself a big move. This is a man who hasn't played a lot of football over the last 7 years, right? You know what I mean? So I think he's going to put in some work. You know what? I don't doubt for 1 second that there's going to be times where it's going to be tough for him to adjust to the Premier League, because it's never easy for people to adjust to the Premier League, just walk straight into the Premier League and be one of the better players. It doesn't always work like that, especially when you're such a young player. I doubt that he's going to walk right in and hit the ground running day one. It might take some growing pains, but of course, once he's settled in, once he's had maybe a couple games under his belt, hopefully we can start to see something from there, right? But yeah, he's already in training. If you guys haven't already seen, he's already in training, wearing the Arsenal gear in training. I got a picture right here of him. I think overall he's going to be a good player. I think overall we'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to jump to conclusions and say he's absolutely going to smash it, because I don't think he's going to smash it yet. I would need to wait and see. I would need to take a wait and see approach, see how he fits in, how he plays. I think once you see him pass the eye test, then you'll be able to say whatever you think from there. But yeah, let's go to what you guys say in the comments. What do you guys say in the comments? Okay, so here's where he says, I pray that Odegaard doesn't end up like Dennis Suarez. You know what? I do too. But hopefully, I don't think they're similar players. So, right? He plays like Juan Mata, but a baby compared to him. What do you mean? He's okay. Yeah, because he's younger. Is that what you mean? You got Arsenal suck ass. RV number though 11. What? Talking random. Around 20 million for Guendouzi. Really? Interesting. Egal, you're talking nonsense now. What am I talking nonsense about? Absolute baller already. Wow. Martin Odegaard is class. Egal, better than Bruno. No, I don't do that. Don't do those comparisons, people. That's too much pressure on a young guy. Don't put that much pressure on him. Don't put that much pressure on him. 1 second. What? The Van de Beek treatment claims is false. He has never getting first team football his first season. He was Pogba's long-term replacement. He got him while the other clubs couldn't in a pandemic. Yeah. I honestly think Van de Beek is Pogba's long-term replacement. That makes sense. Okay. He will be left back in the changing room. Interesting. These guys are having a conversation by themselves. I genuinely believe they're having a conversation by themselves. Ram. That was about Dennis Suarez. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get you. It's a very good signing. You know what? I feel like based on everything that I'm hearing from people who watch La Liga, they tell me it's a really good signing. So that gives me hope that it will be a good signing, and that makes me feel confident that hopefully it will be a better signing than at first seems. Like I hear people's skepticisms. Like I get why people have some skepticism, don't you? Like I get when people say, "Oh, I understand the skepticism with the situation where people say, "Oh, he's not the kind of player that they want," or or people saying, "Oh, why is Real Madrid looking to not put a release clause in it? We should get a release clause." But at this point, he's an option. That's what he is. He's an option for us in the short term to benefit us, get over this hump until the summer, where we then can buy a player. I don't think we'll be able to buy a player until after that time, right? Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to now put the link in the comment section. You guys can jump on if you want. We can talk about some of these topics, discuss whatever topic suits you. And I'm just going to send the link out to some of the people. One second. Let me just send this link out. I think he's going to be a very good signing. Let's be honest. I don't doubt it that much that it's going to be tough for him to embed himself into the Premier League and get ingrained into the Premier League. But once he does settle his feet, I feel like he'll definitely eventually get it going. I don't have any doubt in my mind that once he gets it going, he'll be looking good in the Premier League, right? And also, since Ramsey, we haven't had anybody who could do some of the things that he can do when it comes to late runs into the box, drifting and carrying the ball forward from deep. Also, set pieces and corners. Hopefully, he will offer us better deliveries from those places, right? It's just an option at this point. If you guys want to see where I think he would play, I think he would play more or less in a midfield 3 where he's the number 10, or he could fill in on the right whenever we want to play somebody. Whenever we don't have enough options to play people on the right hand side, he can play on the right. He will just offer us a lot more options in the long run for this long season that we have ahead of us, especially after everything going down with COVID. If there's ever a situation where we have players having to quarantine and we wouldn't have enough options to play a game, we're already strapped on players anyways. But yeah, what's going on? So we got TJ here. TJ, what's good?
What's good, bro? How are you?
Chilling, man. Haven't spoken to you in a long time. How you been?
Yeah, I
And
know. I've been good, man. I've been good.
What do you think about the signing of Odegaard?
I think it's a smart signing from Arsenal. Obviously, we don't know what he could be for Arsenal. He could be a guy that we're seeing how he is. He might be here for 6 months and we might sign him. But if we sign a guy like him, his value right now would be about 30 million. And you're bearing in mind, he's only played 9 games for Real Madrid this season. So if he plays well for Arsenal, that could go up to 50 plus. Now, for me, I like a Jack Grealish instead of him. I think Jack Grealish, for me, suits Arsenal. He can... For me, I just think Jack Grealish should be the better signing. And if in the summer that's what we want to go spend big money on an attacking midfielder, go get Jack Grealish or Brendan. But for me, Odegaard, he's a great loan signing. I don't think we should look for the permanent.
It's short term. It does
Mm.
it gives us the flexibility for the long term to then go in
Yeah,
for a better player in the summer. And
yeah,
that's what you want the club to do. You want the club to go and buy their first choice target. If Jack Grealish ever came to Arsenal, wow, that would be amazing, right?
yeah. because have you seen what he can do single-handedly? He carried Villa,
Yeah, I
carried.
know.
Like, that is a big accomplishment. And now they've brought in better players. Look how he's playing. He's creating all the chances. He comes off the right. He comes off the left. He goes through the middle. You just can't stop him. And when he plays against teams like us, United, that's when he's at his best. Is when he's playing against these big teams. He proves that he is one of the best. And that's all you really have to say about him.
Yo, if Jack Grealish ever ended up at Arsenal somehow magically, we would obviously love it. But realistically, right now, it doesn't seem plausible.
Yeah,
As much as I would love it to happen, and I can give you 100 reasons why it could happen, it doesn't seem as.
But you
possible.
can also give 100 reasons why it wouldn't happen as well.
Yeah. That's
and I think another key factor is that Villa at the moment, they're going to be finishing above us. So why would he leave a club that are going to possibly be in Europa League for another Europa League side, but they're not really as good as Villa? For me, Villa are quality right now, mate.
Yeah, people are laughing. Like,
nah, man. If you're laughing at Grealish,
no, they're laughing at the fact that we could get him.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking. Like, Grealish wouldn't really see. I think maybe a Buendia would probably be the maximum we'd actually pay for a player, 40 million. I think that's just Arsenal, mate.
Okay, this guy's trolling. This guy's trolling. He's saying Odegaard's better than Grealish. Like, what? Stop this.
Nah, no. I see what you said. There's similar players, but for me, Grealish can stay fit for a whole season. Odegaard can't. Difference, mate. That's a key factor. That's another thing that Arsenal needs to look at. It's not going to go.
Odegaard is not injury prone, man. He just got unlucky. I don't think I genuinely don't see him as injury
that's my
prone.
player, but like,
he got a little unlucky. People have to understand that you can get unlucky in football, but his injury record is not somebody of an Isco,
Jack Wilshere or something like that. Yeah. I'm saying he's like injury.
He had 3 knee injuries. That's it.
Yeah. He's not. I think Odegaard is a quality player, though. I think he's a great sign. He can play off the right, as you said. He can play anywhere in the attacking. And if he starts against United, they're going to have troubles. That's all I'm going to say. He's not going to be an easy player to contain. And the way they played against Sheffield yesterday, I'm kind of feeling slightly more confident because they beat Sheffield. They haven't lost in 25 games in the league. Like,
are you ready for United?
Of course, bro. I will come on this channel with you, yeah, and I'll celebrate every time I think we're gonna smash them tomorrow, innit? That's what I think we'll smash them. It's the Emirates.
You have confidence.
I have confidence for this game. And you know why?
Because what gives you confidence going into this game?
Arteta is suited to face Manchester United.
Okay, let's go. I love it.
He's suited. He's suited to face Manchester United. Every time we play Manchester United, we look like a different team. Under Emery, under Arteta, but Wenger was different because he played attacking foot. He went just to score goals. There was 8-2 games, 5-3s. You know, there was high scoring games. With Arteta and Emery, it was let's keep the defense stable first. We'll work into the midfield and then we'll hit them on the counter. And when we went to Old Trafford, we dominated them because Arteta played Oli at his own game.
Wait. Somebody in the comments said something that got me. Man said Arwa is a better option in the summer than Grealish.
I agree. And do you know why I say that? Not as a cam, but for the team, he would be a better signing.
Why? Grealish would be a better signing overall.
To play next to Partey.
Nah, mate.
Don't say Grealish, Xhaka.
Grealish would be the best target by far in the summer.
Just saying that if you've got Aouar, it's half the price, and I don't think Aouar's half the player Grealish is. Yeah. So I would say if you told me you spend 100 million on Jack Grealish and he'll come, would that be the only signing? Or domination? Yeah, mate. I think we'll dominate United. You get me? I'm confident in the team. I'm confident.
Bro, you're gonna eat your words, you know.
I'll eat my words.
Catch him on Twitter. Don't at me.
I'll comment here after if we lose, but I just think it happened. I have a gut feeling about it. You know, I had the gut feeling about the Chelsea game, but I just feel it.
What were you saying?
Yeah, what?
My guy said we're gonna dominate United.
I mean, after yesterday's performance, it won't be a shock to me if Arsenal dominate. Like the defending yesterday from United was absolutely atrocious.
And that's my point. That you can't like if they're struggling against Sheffield. I'm not saying that means you're bad, but if you struggled against Sheffield 3 days before a big Arsenal game, you should be worried. Because for me, if Pepe plays like he did against Southampton, you're gonna have troubles. If Lacazette is doing pressing, he's just a different player right now. And I'm not saying that Lacazette is worth anything. I'm not saying he's worth the 50 million you paid for him, but he looks like a different player right now.
I'm sorry, guys. The people in the chat are hilarious. This guy's like, "Ego, where's your tissues?" Oh man! If you guys seen what happened over the social media world the past couple of days with Chig, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, that's
to be honest, if Cavani starts on Saturday, I think Arsenal will be in trouble. You know.
Yeah, I agree. I
Why?
think Cavani.
Because Martial's dead.
Yeah. No, Martial's not dead. He just lacks confidence. When he lacks confidence, he is a run. He just can't score.
It's not confidence.
He can't score.
You know who lacks confidence? Pepe. Pepe played literally like
He started 2 games in the Premier League and he scored 2 goals.
Yeah, literally.
I'm sorry, but no. I can understand 72 million is a big price, but when a player started 2 games and got 2 goals, how are you? How is the manager not starting him? I'm sorry. If he doesn't start against Manchester United, there's something wrong with him. If Aubameyang walks back into the 11, I'll be angry over Pepe. Because for me, Pepe, he helped run the game. He got us back into the game. And that's what people don't understand about Pepe, is that most of his goals for Arsenal have been goals that have got us back into the game. The goal against West Ham got us back into the game.
Wait. Zaza, are you talking about Jack Grealish saying even if they had the money, he wouldn't go there? He wouldn't come to Arsenal?
He would.
No, Grealish wants a Champions League football.
Interesting.
But I still reckon that but saying that he said even if they had the money, he wouldn't go there. But what if Villa finished mid-table this season? You're telling me he wouldn't go to Arsenal?
Mustafa, what? Oh, these guys are talking about something.
And you never know that we could get Champions League football through Europa. Everyone's forgetting about this.
What about Maddison? Would you guys think Maddison would be an adequate replacement?
See, with Maddison, I don't know what he plays anymore. For me, he plays like an advanced playmaker, but in a central midfield.
No, Maddison can play deep, and
Maddison almost plays like. Call me crazy. Maddison almost plays like you know how they're playing in the World Cup with Kevin De Bruyne and they're playing like the diamond formation with Lukaku, and then they had Hazard and then the other guy. And then they had it
was Chadley.
Oh yeah, Chadley. I think it was. Yeah.
It was such a weird formation. He plays like
4-5-1 or something like that.
Yeah, it's one of them ones where I feel like you could play Maddison all over the pitch.
See, with Maddison, you have to give me a price.
Yo, all the regulars are joining today. What's going on? Mustafi is on there.
Ha 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 ha! You lost to Sheffield. Ha ha.
Shut your mouth, man.
Mustafa, what's good, bro? Chat to me.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yo, are you worried about facing Arsenal?
Yeah, I'm worried, man.
Really?
Arsenal are back.
I'm not confident.
Yo, you know what it actually bothers me? Because you guys are so annoyed that we're not saying we're back, but you guys are saying it yourselves now.
Nah, I'm kidding. You know, I think Arsenal need the ball to do, but Smith
there is still more work to do. Yeah, I agree. Because for me, that we picked up more points in the last 6 or 7 games than we have over the first 14, 15 games was embarrassing. You know, you have to look at this for a minute. We faced Burnley in that time, West Ham, Sheffield, and we didn't even pick up 16 points until we played our last 6 or 7 games. I think we picked up 16 points out of a possible 18, something like that. So, we just have to find a consistent run now. If we beat United,
like the video, guys, if you think we're gonna beat Manchester United, and like the video if you think we're gonna lose.
Yo, I got one question here.
If you think we're gonna draw, dislike the video.
I got one question.
Yeah.
Oh, this is for the Arsenal fans. Do you think Arsenal play better without Aubameyang?
I think we did play better without him.
But I don't think it's because Aubameyang's out of the team. Let's get that straight. Because saying that, then
Yeah,
we
I
could say,
think it's
do we think we
because
play better without Kieran Tierney? No, I don't.
I think we
But
play better with Martinelli.
yeah,
the
I think
team?
Martinelli's energy is different level.
Yeah,
His pressing is so quick. Like for me, when Aubameyang's on form and liking it is when he's pressing the goalkeeper. Like against Watford, what did he do? He ran down that goalie. He ran 20 yards. The goalie kicked the ball 5 yards. He ran 20 yards to block the pass and score the goal. Against Norwich, he ran about 10, 15 yards to block the pass and score the goal. That's when you know a player's determined. When the player's not pressing, pass, maybe a centre-back, just give up. He's not trying.
I think certain people on the team are not actually trying hard enough when they're pressing. Like if you look at Lacazette, every time he's pressing, he runs up to the player. The moment the ball is passed, he gives up. He doesn't try to block the pass.
He's a lazy presser. He's a
That's
lazy
what
presser.
Martial
You know what
United.
I call it? I call it fake press. I call it fake press. I call it fake press. It's like, you know what it is? It's like when a little kid is fake angry to try to get something. Lacazette is fake pressing.
He's not even got tears. He just
Yeah,
cried.
it's like, "Ah," and then mommy walks away. It's like, haha, I got you. To their siblings.
Yeah, but with Lacazette though, it actually works a lot of the time because the player ends up passing it straight to like Granit Xhaka or Smith Rowe or someone in our midfield, genuinely speaking. And that's how we scored our goals yesterday.
Yo, let me ask the people in the chat,
yesterday.
plus you guys. Gini Wijnaldum is about to not accept his contract at Liverpool. Could he, instead of going to Barcelona on a free, come to Arsenal?
If he did, I would take
because Barcelona currently have a situation where they're in so much financial debt that some of their players have not, some of their employees have not actually been paid.
I would take him. I would.
Right?
I would take him.
Now, Vavishwan, what's the situation with Gini? Is he available, or is it like what's going on?
The thing is, Gini wants his wages to be doubled, and he wants a 4-year contract at the club. But Liverpool only given him a 2-year contract because he's getting old now. He's like 30 years old.
No,
and
he's,
by
he's
the time
29.
no, he's 30.
Is he 30?
Okay, so if he's 30, and Arsenal was to give him a 4-year deal, he'd be 35 at the end of the deal. It makes no sense.
That if it was like a 2-year with an extension of a year, do you think he'd accept that?
No, but hear what he said. He wants another Willian type deal.
Oh wait, what's his wages actually? What's his wages?
He's on 70k.
He wants 140 for the next 4 years.
That's nothing unreasonable.
140 for 4 years, bro. And he's gonna be 34.
Nah, but that's my issue. The contract length's my issue. The wages I would happily take.
The wages is not an issue. It's the contract length.
Yeah.
We'll have another Aubameyang also.
But for me, is it Aubameyang being out? I think Aubameyang just started to hit form as he's gone absent. I don't think he can play against United either.
I think we're harsh on our players, man. We're very harsh on our players.
No, we're not harsh. Our expectations change every season. Is that we have got, if anything, we've got softer on our players. We should be, right now, yeah. This shouldn't be. We should be like this 2 months ago. If we signed the players we needed a couple of months ago before the end of the transfer, that party come on deadline day. Why not sign him 2 months ago when we had the chance? Easy. We could have signed him 2 months ago like it was nothing. We didn't sell a big player for 50 million to make up his funds.
Why do you keep muting yourself? Mustafa, quick question. What do you think the score is going to be Manchester United versus Arsenal? Mustafa? Man muted himself again. Okay, Valvashon, what do you think? 2-0? Arsenal, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, so you're giving us the win?
Yeah.
Okay, Valvashon.
I know why he's doing that.
Valvashon?
Oh.
No, what's your score? What are you giving us? Guys, score for the Manchester United Arsenal game, people.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm feeling
a big. I'm feeling a bigger game than usual. It's the Emirates. I'm gonna go 3-1 to Arsenal.
3-1.
That's not arrogance. I just think that it is something that could genuinely happen. You know, against United, we typically play so much better. Against Emirates in the last 2 years, I believe we've won 2-0 every time. I think it could be 3-1 this time, the way we're playing right now.
Arsenal is
yo, TJ, big up to you for that. Velvishwan, what's your prediction?
I want it to be 2-0, so Alfie gets the smoke on the terrace, bro. Man's been chatting so much. Did you hear him yesterday?
Nah.
Man was like, you can't banter us, and man was blaming the referees.
Oh no, we got another tie.
That was true though.
Yo, guys,
Pardon?
honestly, this has been great. I'm wrapping it up because it's been going for an hour and 30 minutes, but just stay where you guys are for a second. I'm going to chat to you guys after the video's done. And everyone in the comment section, big up to you guys. If you haven't already smashed the like on the video, there's been over 150, there's been over 1,500 of you guys that tuned in during this show. Big up to everybody. If you guys just continue to smash those like buttons and subscribe, I'd be really appreciate it. And if you watched up until now, if you haven't already subscribed, I don't know what you're doing, but I appreciate it. Have a good night, everybody.